Hey guys, and welcome to the Silent Code Dev. So in today's challenge, we're going to be doing the age calculator app from the Frontend Mentor challenge. And as you guys can see, this is a junior level challenge. And this is actually going to be my first project where I include JavaScript. So we're going to be doing this in HTML, CSS, and JavaScript. And as you guys can see, this is the desktop version. This is the error states that we're going to be doing with JavaScript. And this is the mobile view. So I've already downloaded everything. As you guys can see here, I have my files downloaded. I have my Figma here to get the appropriate values. And yeah, so we're gonna start. So before I start, I just want to say that if you are here, like if you want to, for example, get to the JavaScript part, you can just skip, because I'm gonna cut this video up in sections. So I'm gonna start by doing the HTML. I think that's what I'm gonna do the HTML first, and then I'm gonna be doing the CSS variables. Like I'm gonna prepare everything so I don't have to spend time going back and forth. I'm just gonna do that, and then I'm gonna do the CSS, and then I'm gonna end with the JavaScript. Okay. So yeah, let's just get started. So I'm just gonna look here, and I'm gonna see how I'm gonna divide this. So as you guys can see, we have I think the white background here is going to be main, and inside the main we're going to have a section with the 3 input fields, and here we have a line with a button and SVG, I guess, and then we have another section. I think this is going to be like a list with 3 text, years, months, and that's pretty much it. Okay, so let me just get started with the HTML. I'm just going to remove everything here. I'm going to remove this. I'm going to remove this. Okay, so we're going to start with the HTML, okay? So I'm just going to put this like so you guys can see how I think. So this is the body. The body is the background here. We're going to do main. We're going to call this calc wrapper. Inside here, we're going to do a form. We're going to call this form container. We're going to have 3 input fields, and they're going to be numbers because that's what we're going to put in. Okay, and then we are going to add as you guys can see, they have a label as well, day, month, and year. So I'm gonna do a label. I'm just gonna copy that and put this. And also we wanna group them so that we can, because they're gonna be in line, and if we group them, we can like direct them into columns. So let me just do that. So we're gonna do div, and we're gonna call this input group. So label and number. I could have just done, okay, whatever. Let's just do like that, like this. And so the first one is gonna be, this is for day, this is for month, this is for year. So this is gonna be for day, and the type is number, ID, because we're gonna connect, ID is connecting, I'm gonna show you guys later actually. So let's just do this first. Call this day, and name is gonna be day, and we have a placeholder dd and required, so that they have to put something in here. And yeah, that's pretty much it. And for month, we're gonna do the same here. Month. We're gonna do input type number. We're gonna do ID month, name month, placeholder required, and we're gonna do the same here. We're gonna do ID year, name year, placeholder YYYY required, like this. And we can actually have the button here, so you guys can see the button here. Okay, we'll see. This is the form. I don't think we don't need to have, we can just use the form as, because it's gonna contain all these things here. So that's fine. So we're gonna do div line wrapper. So this is gonna contain the line and the button. So we're gonna just say line, and we're gonna have the button on the end here, so we don't have to do anything. We're gonna say class. We need to say type. Submit ID. We're gonna connect it to the form. So to do that, I think you need an ID. We're just gonna say form. And what else? We need the submit ID form, and we need to have area label because we're not gonna have any text in the button. We're just gonna have an SVG, like the arrow here. So to not get an error in the HTML, like to make it more semantic, we need to use area label, which is something for screen readers, right? Accessibility. So we won't get error in our actual HTML document. So I'm just gonna call this, because screen readers will be able to know what this button is. So we're just gonna say submit calculation, or submit answer, submit answers button, something like that, I don't know. And then we're gonna have an img source. So we can keep these here, the assets. I'm gonna delete this because we're going to get the, yeah, here's the icon. So I'm just gonna import it like that. So we're gonna do asset, or let's see, images icon arrow icon, like this. Okay, now we have the div here, and then we need to have this section here, right? So this section is gonna be, I'm gonna do a UL. I'm gonna call this container by ×3. In here we're gonna have span. We're gonna call it and then we're gonna have h2. Okay, and then we're gonna do the class. We're gonna call this, oops. So this is gonna be years. What am I doing? Let's see here. Yeah, this is wrong. Like this, okay? think I made a mistake here. Span. So years, months, and days. And we're gonna say year. So I'm adding a ID here for the JavaScript so we can actually target it, because the result will come here, right? This is just a static text. We only need to change this. So months and days. And yeah, that's pretty much it for the the HTML. Let's see. Yeah, as you guys can see, this is perfect. Years, months, days. Yeah, so this is how the HTML looks like. And now we're gonna go in the actual CSS. I'm gonna set up everything. So we're just gonna do CSS. I'm gonna create one, style the CSS. So we're gonna be doing the CSS variables. So now I'm gonna set up the project with the values, right? Before we start, so it's kind of easier for us. So first things first, I'm gonna add the colors. So these are gonna be the primary colors. So I'm just gonna go ahead and add that. So we're gonna say primary colors. And yeah, something like that. But there's an, yeah, sorry. Let's see. There we go. And then we're gonna add neutral colors. Just gonna copy that. So let's see. Like this. Perfect. As you guys can see, it says the body copy, the font size inputs are going to be 32, but we'll see in the Figma file, because as you guys can see here, we have only one font, that's Poppins, and the weights are going to be 400 italic, 700, and 800 italic. So let's go ahead and get that. So get the font embedded. I'm just going to embed it in the I like to do it with the HTML. So we're gonna do it there, like so. And yeah. So let's just say font Poppins, and we're gonna say, I'm just gonna copy this like so. And then what else do we need? Yeah, we have different font weights, so I'm just gonna import those. So 400i is gonna be font weight. Yeah, just 400, right? But you can't do that, I think. So we're just gonna do this. Font. Yeah, this is also I don't know if my naming convention is screw it, just do like that. Yeah. So I'm trying to use the camel case here. So that's what we're gonna do. So I think it's much better. Okay, let's see. We're gonna read the gonna add the font 700. So we're gonna say 700 and then 800 italic. So okay. So I'm just gonna that just so we know. Okay, so now I'm gonna start from the absolute input, right? So we're gonna do that. So we're gonna say input styles. So we're gonna start with the text here. So on the desktop version, we're just gonna say large for desktop and SM for mobile view. So as you guys can see, the text is 14. So that is, let's see, 14, 0.85. So we're gonna say, I don't know what we're gonna call it, but we're gonna say that's the label text. So we're gonna say label text 14 pixels, gram, large, and for the small screen, I think it's 12. Let's see. Yeah, 12. Okay, so we have for that. Now we need the input. So we're gonna do input fields large. So let's see. So they have a width and a height. So we need to get that. I think I'm gonna do it in pixels. So we're gonna do input fields width 160 pixels, and we're gonna do input fields height 72 pixels. Okay, sorry about that, guys. So this is the line section now. We've just done the input fields for large, and for mobile, this is going to be this line section, right? The padding. So this is for the mobile, this is for the desktop, and this is going to be for the mobile. So let's just get that. It's going to be 32 pixels. So that's 2 RAM, right? 2 RAM. So 2 RAM. Okay, so now we have the button. I think at the button I'm gonna just use let me see, 96. We're just gonna use fixed. So we're gonna do button size. So this is gonna be the submit button. It's gonna be 96 pixels. So we can use that for both height and width. So for this, we're gonna do 64 pixels. 64. Okay. Now we have this section here, right? So we're just gonna do the let's see, what we're gonna call these. We're gonna call this the result text, I guess. I'm not so good with naming. So we're gonna call this font heading large, I guess. So this is gonna be 104 pixels. Okay, 104, 6.5 RAM. And we're gonna be doing this for large. This is gonna be 62. Okay, like this. And also we have a line. I guess they have the same. Let's see. Yeah, letter spacing -2, and then line height 110. Okay, so we're gonna do, I'll just do that individually, whatever. So the only thing missing now is the actual width. We just need the width of the main container. So this is gonna be 840. So we're going to put it here. Container width. So we're gonna say main container width pixels, and for this 343 pixels. So okay, I think that's it for the styling. So this is going to be easier to design. Also, we have a hover state, but we can fix that. So now we're going to do the CSS reset. So I'm just going to do set. We're going to do before, after. I forgot one thing. margin 0, padding 0, box sizing, border box, ink, display block, 100%. Yeah, I mean, we don't need more for this project, so we're gonna start with the main container global. Okay, so let's just target that. So let's get the calc wrapper. So we're gonna do width var main container width. So I'm starting with mobile, so I probably should just go here, something like that. Okay. And also I forgot the padding here. Padding top 88 pixels, 88 RAM. So, and yeah, we'll see, guys. We'll do it later. Doesn't really matter. What matters now is that we need to put it in the middle. So we're gonna do in the body. So let's see. Display flex. I don't. Okay, we will wait with this actually. We just need to have the width here, and we need to have background color var white. The background color of the body is, let's see, it's light gray. So we're gonna do var light gray. Okay, that looks better. So we have a visual. And also the corners. So the corners of the actual here, let's see, 24, 24, 2400. Okay, so this is gonna be top left, top right, bottom right, bottom left. Okay, looks right. And now we need to, yeah, we need to put this in the middle. We're gonna add the padding and stuff to it. But first we need to style the actual inputs. So I'm gonna target these groups. And I'm just gonna say put styling display flex direction column, and we need to add the width to the actual input. So we're gonna say input and see input fields width, input fields height, so like that. So we need to actually line them like that. So I just need to check. So we need to do that in the form container. There we go. So we're going to display flex. There we go, guys. And we need to add padding there. So padding. I don't know if I added padding. I didn't add that here. That's okay. So yeah, it's 1 rem, right? So we're gonna target the second. So we're gonna target this and give it 16 padding. So we're gonna do padding. So this is gonna be top bottom 0 rem, and on the side 1 rem. There we go. All right, looking good, looking good. We need to also the font size var is gonna be label text. Also the body, we want to get the font family var poppins, and the font weight. Also there's a different color. It's bold, so I think bold is like, I don't know, 700, or I don't know. Let's see. Font maybe 400, 700. No, it's definitely 5. Let's see, we have 400, 700, 800. So let's just use 700 and color smoke gray. Oh, I forgot the S. Let's see. All right. So that looks right. Also, I don't know if I added padding. I didn't add that padding too. So my bad, guys. I forgot that. So, but it's 48. So I'm just gonna add it like here. 3 rem. So we're gonna add in the form. Or we should actually add it in the calc wrapper. Yeah. So I'm going to create a media screen because I don't want to conflict. I want to put everything that has to do with the global styling in here, and I want to create something for the mobile specific properties for mobile in the media, and then we can make it more responsive like that, right? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go here, media screen, and we're going to say max width, I don't know, let's say 900 pixels. And we can just say it's actually the form container that we need. So we're gonna do that one. We're gonna say padding 0 rem. Now we need 3 rem, right? Like that. So now we have that. And also we need to add, yeah, we're gonna add this here. So I'm just gonna do, I like to comment so I know where to look. So we're gonna do the main container mobile. Okay, and we just remove this, and we can remove this. Okay, so this should be the width. We also have padding outside. I forgot that. So 24, 24. So let's go add that. So I think it's here. We're gonna add padding. Or actually we need to put that in the, let's see. Yeah, spacing inside, right? because now it's going outside because, let's see. Oh my days, let me see. I was meant to add, we will actually do this in the, we'll do it here. So we need to target the child's second. There we go. Okay. And I think I made a mistake. Let me see. It looks to be correct. Okay, so let's look more. We need to add styling to the actual input, the border radius. So that's gonna be 8 pixels. So let's do that. Input border radius 8 pixels, and we want the border 1 pixel solid smoke gray. But I want to add this in the global one because it's like this needs to go into the mobile, and let's see, like that, and then we need to add this here. So I don't know about this one. We need this. Okay, and now we need to add spacing. 16 pixels left. So we're gonna do padding 1 rem like that, and also the actual text inside is gonna be 20 pixels. So let's see, 20 pixels. So we're gonna do the font size like that. Font weight is gonna be, that's too fat, too thick. Yeah, I think that, what do you guys think? I don't know. I guess that's okay for now. Like, we don't have to be 100% perfect either, you know? But I think it looks quite, we need to add the padding here too. It's gonna be 4. So we're gonna target the labels. I think it already has a little bit of padding here, guys. What do you guys think? Let's see if I, oh my, am I zooming right? Yeah, it's okay. Padding bottom 4 pixels. Okay, it's just gonna do a little bit. We don't need that. Okay, so now we need to basically see, we need to, this looks good to me. Now we need to do the input because there's nothing else we need to do here. All right, so we're gonna do this one. Line styling. I'm gonna go to index and look for the line wrapper. So we're gonna do position relative. we're gonna do width 100%. We're gonna do padding. I think I added padding for the line. Let's see, line section padding some. And we also look at the color. I think it's gray, so we're gonna do border 1 pixel solid smoke gray. Well, let's see, we have done, yeah, we can't add padding here, sorry. We need to add padding to the, let me see. Oh, we need to target the line. I'm so sorry, guys. Target the line. Okay, and then we need the line wrapper position relative. And we also need to get the actual, see, yeah, that looks right. We need to get the button. I haven't given it a class. I'm gonna do class of submit button. Submit button. We're gonna say border none. Background color var purple. Border radius border radius 50%, and we're gonna do with var height var submit button awesome. And we also need to center the error, so we're gonna do display flex align items center, justify content center. There we go. And padding 1 to make it a little bit smaller. First the pointer. We will do that in the global one. So now we need to also position this absolute, and we need to top 0. Why is it not? Let's see. Maybe we need to do it on the actual line. Oh. Yeah, I forgot. We need to add padding. Well, that's going to be margin, because we need to add spacing outside. So that's going to be top bottom, and this is going to be that's not going to work. All right, I need to think, guys. Let me see. We have the div here and line. Oh, maybe we need to change this to, let me see. Oh, I need to think. This is gonna create a block element, which is pushing this down. So if I change this to span, whatever, guys, we're gonna position it. It didn't work as I intended. Yeah, I'm gonna do some nasty stuff. I don't recommend doing this, but you know, right now I'm stuck, so I'm just gonna do some stuff here. Because it's not really let's see, 5, 30. So we're gonna do left 50%, and we're gonna do transform, translate minus 50%. So I guess it works. A little dirty trick there, but you know, I mean, hey, if it works, it works. Okay, so but I don't know about the padding. I feel like something is off, guys. We need to add, like, if I add margin, padding. Yeah, I mean, that's not gonna work. This is gonna create this spacing that we need, and this is actually light gray. I think that looks a bit more accurate. Yeah, because we have padding on the form. Yeah, I mean, it's doing 3 RAM. Let me see. But it's only doing top, so we need to correct that. Top. There we go. And then we need to have padding down. I guess I'm gonna add padding down to this. Screw it. So padding top and padding bottom, we're gonna do var. Yeah, I mean, that works. Okay, because I don't know right now, I just don't want to, but we have this. All right, whatever, seems to be working. Okay, guys, now we're gonna do this section, and this is gonna be interesting. So let's do this. And the reason I'm starting from mobile is because that's what you would do professionally. I'm used to starting from the desktop, but I'm trying to do it professionally since I'm recording this video. So we're gonna do the result text. So that's what I'm trying to do. Okay, so first things first, we need to target the UL and we need to remove those dots. So I'm gonna do that right now. So this is the UL. So I'm just going to list style none, and we're going to display flakes. That obviously doesn't, I don't know why it's like different sizing there. That's a bit annoying. Let's see, there's probably an error I've done. Span, there we go, look at that. So that needs to be, that should be like, but we have, oh yeah, okay. Okay, that looks better. Flex, so do we need to flex? So what I'm trying to do, guys, is that we need to flex in the li. So I'm just gonna do li display flex center. There we go. And we need to have the font size var head sum. Ooh, that's big. I'm gonna put that in the, okay, I'm gonna put that in here. Yeah. What have I done? Ooh. Oof, 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 oof. Oh yeah, we have to do line height. I forgot. So result contain, I'm gonna do that in the here. Let's see, result is at last. So I'm gonna do result text. And line space. But yeah, I don't know why. Because they have font. They have big font, right? But there are. Oh, I know why. I know the issue, guys. So we are actually. Okay, guys, so I realized a mistake. I think I'm just gonna make this dynamically because you guys can see it has like one rem spacing, right? So we're gonna do that. So if you guys can see here, I removed the width. So I'm gonna remove this. Let me see. So we can just remove this, right? Because this is gonna ruin everything. It's just, and instead we can actually get the calc wrapper here, and we can just add like padding. 1 rem, no, 0 rem, 1 rem. That's gonna be margin, the spacing outside. So we do it like this. As you guys can see, it's gonna span. It's gonna be more beautiful. Also, this line, I made another mistake. We actually have to add height to it. So height on pixels, and then the background color is gonna be bar smoke gray. So we can actually add this in the global one because that's gonna be a part of the same style. So let's go to, I'm just gonna add that here. Not smoke, but maybe light gray. That looks better. So that's kind of like what I was confused about. And now the spacing inside is gonna be a different story, right? Because we need to add 48, 24, right? So that's what we need to add to the calc. So we're gonna do padding. So let's see, 48, 24, 48, and 24. It's not being applied. Why? If I refresh. Okay, it's being applied, guys. So that's pretty much it. So sometimes that's just how it is with and then we need to 88. Also, as you guys can see, I added body height 100%, and we need to add padding 5.5 rem top. So we're gonna do that to the, we can just add to the bar. No, we need to add to this. So margin top rem. Look at that. All right, guys. So we also have a small issue. As you guys can see, we need to add we have like margin on the actual line here. So we need to just add rem so we expand it, okay? And we need to do the span. We're gonna do the span var color var purple, and line height we're gonna do a little bit bigger. I think that's good. And yeah, that's it. I don't know how we're gonna, because I feel like the font size is not correct here. It says 56, but you know, it's too small. You know, even if I like cramp the, yeah, I don't know, guys. We're just gonna ignore that and try to, we can solve it later, right? What's important is that this works like on mobile. The only way I can think of is like we have to make the text smaller. So let's just do that for the sake of this video. So I don't know, 2.3 something. Gonna make it a bit smaller, 2.0, 1.8. Yeah, I mean, this is too, because here it says 375. So 375, we could use clamp. Okay, so we're gonna do it based off here, right? This is gonna be like the smallest. So I guess here we can do 2.35, 2.3. And we're gonna do 100%. So that's gonna be it. Like that. And now we have, why do we have padding margin on the one side? This is top. And oh yeah, it's because let me see. Just test. Oh, it's because we haven't centered it. My bad. So we're gonna go here. We're gonna do display flex, by content center. Yeah, so I think that's it. Like if I increase the font, it's not really gonna fit the way we want, right? So this is it, guys. All right, this is for mobile. I think we are done with mobile. Let me see. There's a little bit of inaccuracy. We have padding twice here. So I think I'm gonna remove padding in a form container. Let's do that. So now it looks a bit like the same, right? Okay, great. So yeah, this is it, guys. I mean, it's not perfect, but it works. So also we're gonna do this in the, we're gonna do that in the, let's see, we're gonna do that in the, yeah. Just gonna transfer this. I want to do as little styling as possible. And then we're gonna take this and all right. So now we're gonna do the actual. So I think I'm gonna make media. Here we're gonna make another media. Screen and max, no, min width. And yeah, I don't think we need a we just do it like that. I think that's gonna work. So in here, we actually want the body to be a certain height. VH. Like that. And we want the hulk to be, so here we need to add a max width to the actual, so that's where I made a mistake, because we are expanding it until the absolute max, right? And here we want to add this. So that's what I should have done. I didn't do that, but we live and learn, right? So max width is going to be, I'm just going to add this. So let's go here, pixels. So let's see. So that's going to be the maximum width. But I don't feel like it's applying. It's because of maybe, okay, maybe we can add that. We have a calc with height already, I think. Okay, let's troubleshoot. Okay, but why is it so high? Whatever, guys. Let's just do the styling. The height will have to come from the, yeah, I'm kind of confused. But with the body, we want to display flex and align items center. There we go. That's what we needed to do, because we have a view height of 100%. So we need to specify the width and the height by centering it. Yeah, we need to center it, right? And then we will get it like this. Okay, so now we need to just do the styling. All you have to do, this is the benefit of doing media, like starting like this. You can just copy the, we're gonna copy this. And we're gonna paste it here. Change that to a large. And this is the same. We're gonna do this here, except this is gonna be 32, right? So 32, that's 2 RAM. Okay. And here we have the inputs. Just gonna copy that. Isn't that in global? That should be in global, actually. So let's just put that in global. I'm gonna remove the font size. That's gonna be mobile. A font weight. I'm gonna remove this. Yeah. And for the, I'm sorry guys, let me see. I should have removed that. Like this, and then here we're gonna do LG, and we need to find the font size for that. It's gonna be 32 to RAM. And the font weight, it should be the same. Maybe 800. Okay. Now we're gonna do the line wrapper. So we're just gonna copy everything here. We don't need to do position. We just need to like large. And let's see. Yeah, no position. None of that is needed. And yeah, actually, you know, I realized what I made wrong. We should have had them the line, and then the button should be here. All right. Damn, that's not gonna work. Okay, I think we need to do display flex. Yes, display flex. Okay, so we're gonna display flex. That's what we need to do to put it, because now this is block element. Both of them are block elements. So we need to go here and we need to display flex. And we need to align item center. And we need to justify. No, we don't need to do that. We already have it, right? The only thing we need to do right now is that we need to fix the obvious margin here. But it's just, so I think I'm gonna remove the margin because we don't need that, I think. Because it's kind of like see, we need to okay, let me see. Yeah, we can remove the margin here because it's just, we don't need that. Oops, that's a, let's just add the padding on the calc wrapper here, because we definitely need to do that. So var padding, var, we need to add padding large. There we go. And I think we need to add a width to the actual wrapper inside. So let's try to do that and see what happens. All right, so that worked. We got it to get correct. And now we need to, yeah, we got it. We just need to fix this. So I'm gonna go to mobile and I'm going to get the submit. We already have, let me see. Yeah, the only thing we don't have is the text here. This can also go in the, both of them can go in the global style. So I can just remove them. And we need the, oh my days. Oh, that's too big. Yeah, I think it's just too big, the text. Because now we have it like perfect. And let's just change this to, because we got way more to go to, right? So we can go to like, I don't know. Let's just try something. Let's do 500. Yeah, so we need to add like margin. Let's see, this is the mobile. Let's see, margin. So when it gets like, when it touches here, we always have like a little bit of spacing. So we're gonna go margin. Let's try 2 rem just to see. It's not really being applied. Okay. All right, so let's just do it like what we did. I'm gonna add 900. 900. And let's just add, I don't know how it's like, oh, it's because we have the display flex. So I think we're gonna remove display flex in the body here. I'm just gonna add that. Let's add that to the actual, so yeah, that looks good, guys. What do you guys think? Because then it's responsive, right? It's responsive. But I think this is like too, I don't know. Because I want it to be a responsive here as well. So we need to make it, we need to go to the body max width, display flex, flex direction, column. So if I say like 8 and 8, yeah, it's, the problem with here I have here is like it's not really. Okay guys, so I just changed to 834 pixels because I mean it is responsive, right? If you go here, like if you go to laptop, if you go to laptop, tablet, mobile large, mobile, it's responsive, right? So now we're just gonna work on the small details. So first of all, we need to add a hover button here. So I'm just gonna do that. Also, we need to fix this, by the way. So let's just do that and focus. It should be purple. So you guys can see here, it's kind of thick. So let's do that. So I'm gonna go to here. I think I forgot to add the inputs actually. So we already have the padding there. So, oh, we have input here. But does it, I feel like it's not really, let's just monitor that. So here the font is like, yeah, I feel like it's, I think it's because I have it in the global. Let me see. There we go. Maybe that's, we don't want anything. And I feel like this should be like 800. There we go. Now it looks better. That looks much better. And the padding here is probably not the same. It's like 24. So padding left in input. This is the global. So we're gonna go here. We're gonna do padding rem. Okay, and then we need to actually input. We need to do hover. We need to do so many things. Okay, I'm gonna just do that in the. So let's go and get the button. Submit button. We're gonna put that one right here. And I'm going to remove everything. So we need to actually, we're gonna do add in a transition, right? So we're gonna do transition 0.3 second ease, and we're gonna do background color bar black. Yeah, look at that, guys. And we are gonna add a cursor pointer to indicate that you can actually click it. So let's just see. Okay, it looks better now. And also when you click here, so we need to do input focus, input focus. We want it to be, that's a pseudo class or element, I'm not sure. Oh no. So we want it to be color purple. I don't remember how. Yeah, guys, that was actually the, it is focus, but it's called outline. There we go. Look at that. So we got it. Let me just test. We got this. We got the active states. And now, yeah, now we can go to the JavaScript part. So just make sure that we've done everything is working as intended. Perfect. Let's get to JavaScript. Okay, guys, so the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to connect this script index.js, and we're going to add the fare, which is a keyword in JavaScript so we make sure to load the HTML document before JavaScript is applied, right? Otherwise, if JavaScript loads before the HTML, it's going to give error. So we need to make sure that the whole HTML document loads, everything loads, and then JavaScript later. Okay, so let's think of the logic here, guys. So the first thing we need to do in JavaScript is that we need to get these input fields, and we need to get this submit button here, and then we need to get these, right? So let's start with that. So I'm gonna go in the index here, and we're gonna get the inputs, right? So I'm gonna get them by the ID here. So we're gonna do that, const day input document dot get element by ID day, and we're gonna do month, and we're gonna do year. Okay, and now we need to actually see what the style guide is telling us. So the style guide is telling us that we need to, okay, so view an age in years, months, and days after submitting a valid date through the form. Receive validation error if any field is empty when this form is submitted. The day number is not between 131. The month number is not between 1 and 12, and the date is in the future. The date is invalid, for example 31/4/991. There are only 30 days, so we have to take account the months that they don't have. Some months have 31 days, some months have below that. And okay, so we're gonna copy this and we're gonna bring it here just so we can work with that. I'm gonna comment this out. Okay, so now we need to get the, we have these now, right? This, and now we need to get this button here. And I actually realized that because this button is outside this form element, right? It's outside. We need to connect this button to this form. And I realized that I didn't do that. I tried to do it here, but it's actually, we need to form, right? Because when I click it, you guys see it's gonna respond here. And if I fill in this, it's gonna happen here and here. So that's an indication that it works. So let's just get the button. So I'm gonna get it through this class here. I'm gonna copy that, and I'm going to go here, and I'm gonna get const. But actually, because it's a form, we don't need to get the button. We can actually get the entire form, because in JavaScript we have an event listener which is going to listen. It's an event. It's going to listen for an event, a submit event, right? So it doesn't matter whatever, like you can, this is the whole form, right? Once you click this button here, it's gonna listen. So I know it's hard to explain. I need to show you guys. But what I'm gonna do is that I'm gonna get the form element by the class, and I'm going to create it in, I'm going to get it from the HTML and JavaScript document query selector right here. So now we have the form, and we add an event listener, and we listen for a submit event, right? So it takes two arguments. The first argument is submit event, right? So now we have the whole form element, and JavaScript will listen for a submit event. Whatever submit event that happens within the form, it's going to fire off this function, right? This is the second argument, and it's going to fire off whatever is inside here. So for example, if I say console log test, and I save this, right? And I want you guys to pay attention here, okay? I'm gonna write so we can actually submit. And now pay attention here, where my mouse is. So I don't know if you caught that. I can actually try to slow down. Yeah, I'm just gonna slow down just in case. So I'm gonna do it again. Okay, see that? So I'm gonna go back to normal. I'm gonna explain. Yeah. So what happened is that when you click submit, what's gonna happen is that you're actually submitting data to nothing, right? Because if you look into the index HTML, we have an action here, right? And the action is that once you click submit, you're actually submitting data. So you're just sending it to the ether, like it's not going anywhere because you don't have it connected to a backend database or something. So what we need to do in the JavaScript is that we need to prevent the default behavior of this submit button, or of the whole element, form element. We need to remove the default behavior of it. And the way to do that in JavaScript is to add in something called prevent default here, right? And you need to pass it in as a argument here in the function. This is an event, and when event is like an object of different properties, right? So when you click, it's gonna get the form, and it's gonna prevent it's gonna prevent the default behavior of this form, right? So now if I try to console log test and I type in, right, it's gonna stay here because the form will not be submitted. It's just going to, when you press that, whatever's in the JavaScript code will work. It's not gonna go anywhere, okay? So that was my attempt of trying to explain. But yeah, we have to move on because I don't want this video to be too long. Okay, so now we need to get the input value of day, month, and year from the user, right? So if you type in 15 here, and you click this button, we need to store it somewhere in our code. So what I'm gonna do is I'm going to create 3 new. So I'm gonna create day input value. I'm going to get this. So the way we get the value from the user, right? For example, you see I typed 15 here. So the way to get that 15 is that you need to type in value, right? So if you type in the value, this is you guys can see I've got the input, the day input from JavaScript, and I stored it in this. And now to get the value from the input field here, you need to add value, okay? And I'm also gonna add trim. And the reason I add trim is because I don't want to, I want to remove the white space, right? Trim just basically removes the white space. So if the user adds white space, and we make sure to get rid of the white space by adding trim. So you're getting the value, right? If I type in 15 here, you get the value 15 from the input field day, and then the trim, which is removing the white space if there's any white space present. And yeah, so we're gonna do this with the month. So I'm gonna do month and year. Okay. Now I'm gonna show you guys what happens, what the value is gonna be. So for example, day input. So 15, right? So now we get 15. But the problem now is that this is actually a string. It's not a number, right? Because if I do type of, and it's gonna say string, right? And that's not correct because we want it to be a number, right? We don't want it to be a string because otherwise we can't do the calculation. So now we actually need to convert this into a string. I mean, we need to convert it to a number. And the way we do that is, I mean, there are many ways you can do it in JavaScript, but the way I'm gonna do it, actually, I'm gonna create a new, I'm gonna create a new variable. So what I'm gonna do is that I'm going to const day input number, and I'm gonna check whether, first I'm gonna convert it, right? I'm gonna convert it. This is how you convert this. This is gonna be a string, and we convert it to a number by using the number function here. And then we are going to use the ternary operator. And we will check, right? Because now it's either, if it's a number, sorry, I'm doing it a bit wrong. Let me see. Day input value, let me see a bit. So yeah, so we want to see, right? Did the user type something in the input field? So day input value. So is there something in there, right? If there is something, we want to convert the, because now this is going to be 15, right? We are asking, or this is the ternary operator. So we are checking whether there is something, because there can either be, if there's nothing in the field, it's going to be null, right? I'm going to show you guys that later. But if there's nothing there, it's going to say null. But if there is something there, we want to convert this to a number, from string to number, right? So yeah, I'm going to do like this. And we're going to do the same thing with the month input. Month input, and then we're going to do it the same with the year input. So year. Okay. Okay guys, so I think that now we can start working on the validation errors. So we're gonna start with, let me see, any field is empty when the form is submitted. I mean, we can remove that one because we have the HTML, right? Like it's not gonna allow me to submit something that is empty. Okay, so that's cool. The day number is not between 1. Yeah, so if the day number is not between 1 and 31, we will throw an error, right? So we can do that. So the way we do that is we take this and we are saying that if the value of day is less than 0, I don't know, and day number is greater than 31, console log error, else console log. Okay, so this is just me testing, right? So we're gonna do 1, that should give us okay. If I do -1, that should give me that shouldn't give me okay. So if day value of day is less than 0, so why is that giving me error here? That shouldn't be okay. But 30, let's try this one. 32 is okay as well. That's not. Oh yeah, sorry. Wait. Yeah. So that shouldn't be okay, guys. So that's something wrong with our. The logic here is wrong. So let's see. So this is okay. Okay, that's giving us an error, which it should. And if I say 32, that is giving an error as well. Okay, so there we go. So this is good. So I'm gonna store that in another, just to make it more readable, right? We're gonna store that. So we're gonna say there error handling. Just to make it so now we're gonna do the month. So the month needs to be there is 12 months in a year. So we want to do the same similar thing. So I'm going to copy this and I'm gonna greater than 12. Okay, so let's test that. So 2 minus 1, 1, error, 13, error. Okay guys, so now we're gonna do the year and we need to check whether, let me see. So we're gonna do const year error handling and we're gonna check the year. So for this to work, we need to do year. If it's year greater than 2025, if it is greater than 2025, we want to display an error, right? Because we can't say less. If it's less than 2025, that's going to be true, right? And it needs to be greater. That's going to be true, right? If it's greater, I mean, if year, the input year is greater than 2025, or year input is less than, let's say 1930. Let me just put this here. Okay, let's just. Okay, let's test this. 2026. That should give error. 2025 should be okay. So we want to say 2020 because we want it to be greater than 2024, right? If it's greater than 2024, there we go. And it can't be lower than 2030. Yeah. So now we have done that. It's perfect. So now we have done, the date is in the future. Yes. Can't be in the future. And now we need to do this. The date is invalid. Example 31st, 4th, 1991. There are 30 days. So what we need to do, guys, we need to figure out how many months in a year that has less than 31 days, right? We need to compare we need to compare this input value with this. So if you type in 31 here, it needs to be only the months that has 31 days that it's valid, right? So let's see. I'm gonna Google or I'm gonna use ChatGPT. Just gonna log in quickly. Let's see here. Okay, so we're gonna give me the months in the year that has 31 days only in numbers. So the months with 31 days are January, March, right? So we're gonna compare this. Okay, so what I'm gonna do in our code is that I'm going to do the or, and I'm gonna do, so we're gonna do day error hand. No, we're gonna do day input. Let me see, how can I make, yeah, we can do day input equals 31, and so we have to do, let me see, I'll do it later. So month, we're gonna do, see, let's just get this. Month input number includes, I don't know if I'm doing the right way. I want to check whether it includes that, right? So let's see. So let's do one. Let's do 31. 198. It's not a function. Includes. Includes, and we check the month input number. I don't know if that's gonna work. Let's see. So we're gonna do 31, 998. So I think I have it. Yeah, I have the opposite way. So we're gonna add the let's see if that works. Yeah, that works. So that's not gonna work. That shouldn't work. Because what we're seeing here, let's think. So if this day is equal to 31, and so we should have the opposite, because that's gonna give us error. Okay guys, I just realized I made an error. I think the problem is because I have a comma here, and I'm supposed to have an or. So we're gonna check. This should work now. So 31 January 988. Yeah, I have it opposite, right? Because so we need to compare it to, let's see, we need to compare it to days that actually that don't have 31, because that's just how I done my if else logic. So if I say 31 1 998, that should give us okay. If I say 2, that should error because they're not. And then 3, let's just check. 4 should give error. 6 should give error. 9. 11. Okay, so we managed to do it finally. So it's just my logic, right? Because this has to be true and this has to be true, right? When I had it the other way, it was like it wasn't working the way I wanted. So we are checking whether if you enter 31 days, it's gonna check whether the months that doesn't have 31 days. So, and it's gonna give error, right? So if we do, yeah. Okay, so now we have done this, and all we need to do now is just do the error display. This one. So how am I gonna do that? Well, we figure out, right? So I think I'm gonna first start with doing the yeah, we're gonna start here, right? And we're gonna first loop over. As you guys can see, we have the same class here, and I'm importing it in JavaScript here as input groups. So in order to be able to access those, like all the div elements, we need to loop over it. And the way to do that is that we need to get the input groups for each, which is an array method. So for each, right? So when you say for each, you're saying for each div element with the class input group. So for each, I'm going to say input, for each input group, we're going to have an if statement, right? So if, let's see, input group. So if input group query selector error message. So what we're seeing here is that if input group doesn't have, right, the negate, this is the exclamation mark, and that's the negating. So it's turning this would have been true, but it's turning it false. So we're checking if there is no error message, which is going to be true, right? Because there's no error message because of this. If I remove this, it will be if there is error message, you know, so it wouldn't, but this is going to be opposite. So we're checking if there is no error message, and if there's no error message, we want to create an error message, and we're gonna put it in a variable called error message, and we're gonna create an element for it called create element p, and then we're going to add text content inside it. For now, we're just gonna do test to make sure it works, and then we want to append it, right? So we're gonna append input group, append child error message. So let's just test. So that works, but we have a problem, guys, because if I keep clicking, you guys can see it's getting like a lot of error message. We need to have an else statement also that checks if there is. So here we need to do something here, right? So if there's already a error message, we need to clear, like we need to remove that and make it back to normal. Okay, so how are we gonna do that? We need to loop through, right? Because this is how it works. So we need to loop through each div element to check, like we need to go inside it, right? So for each in group, we want to check if well, first we need to create, what we can do is that we can const error message, we can just put it in here. Input group selector message, I forgot this. So we just put it in here, and then we can check like this. So if error message is present, we want to error message remove. So we want to remove that class, and we can like, yeah, so this is going to be removed. So let's just test it out. Error. So if I click here, okay. But yeah, I mean, it's working, but we need to like, let me see. We need to do more things, I think. Because it's still not working, and I think it's because we have like, let me check. We have the error message here. And okay guys, so I totally forgot. I forgot to add, because when we create the error message, we need to add, right? This is a P element. So we need to add the error message to the P element, right? So the way we do that is to do error message class list. Let's see. Class list add error message. So, right, because now this is going to be able to find it. All right, so if I do this, yeah, there we go, perfect. So what I'm going to try to explain. So first we create an error message, and we create an element, right, with the P, and then we add this. So this is actually P, right? I know the naming is very confusing, so that's the reason, but just imagine that this P element is here, right? So we're adding a class list of error message to the P element. And then the P element, we have the text content test, and then we are appending it. Appending means that we are putting it after the div element, right? So if I show you, I'm gonna show you here, test. So if you go here, let's go to the form, and let me show you guys here. So if I click, I need to open it. So here you guys can see, right, the P element with the class error message and the text that we added from JavaScript. So now that it's working, all we have to do is just do the styling, right? So what we can do is that we can, for example, we can do the styling here. So I'm going to do error message style color, and we're going to do var light red. See if that's gonna work. Yeah, that's working. And then we can do, I'm just gonna do everything in JavaScript, but normally you would do it in styling, you know. I mean, you would add a style. So message style font, not size, but fonts. Let me see. Yeah, font style. Okay. But we can do font size too. And let's just go here. Font size. And let's just do, I think it was 14 pixels. 14 pixels. Let's just do that. And let's copy this. Font style. Italic. Okay, there we go. All right, so now we need to make the text dynamically, right? So for day, it's going to be valid day. For month, it's going to be valid month. And for year, it must be in the past. So the only way we can do that is actually, we can use when you use a for each, you can have the actual element and you can have the index. So what I'm thinking we can do, we can create an array, const labels, and we can do day, we can do month, and we can do past, right? Like this. And we are going to call an index here, and then we're going to change the text here. We're going to use template literals like this, and we're just going to copy this text here because they have the same text except for the last word. So you can just do like that, and here we can just use the labels. So when I say labels here, this is I'm accessing the array and I'm using the index, right? So when I do like this, it's gonna go, because if you know anything about arrays, you know that an array is index based. So it starts from 0, 1, 2, right? So every time it's gonna go through each element, it's gonna be from 0, 1, and 2. And that's why we can use the index for, we can use it here. So when I make an error, you guys can see must be a valid day, must be a valid month, must be a valid past, right? And if I just add it's gonna be fine, no error message. So yeah, that's cool, right? And we just remove it, right? Completely. We don't need to add anything here. We just remove it completely here, which is perfect. But now we need to, the last step is to do the calculation, and we need to put them here. So I'm just gonna do that. So I'm thinking that now we need to get the values from the input, and we need to get the current date, right? So let me just get out of this. I mean, we need to be in here, but I need to get out of this. I mean, or let me see. Yeah, we're in here, blah, blah, blah. Yeah. So what I'm gonna do here, guys, I'm gonna get the current const current date equals new date. This is to get the actual date. And then we create const current day equals current date and get date. I think this will get us the day. So this is for the day, and then const current month equals current date. So this, we are using methods to get out the specific values from the actual date, right? So this is month. I don't think there's, oh, there's one called month. And then const current year equals current date get year, get full year. Okay. Now we're gonna console log these values just to see what we're actually getting. So let's just see what we're getting. So I'm gonna click this button. I need to fill it out. So we're getting 25, 9, and 2024. So today is the 25th October 2024. So the only thing is the month. The month is not accurate. So what we can do is we can just add a +1. I think there's something with the month being indexed. So it starts from 0. But you can fix that by adding 1 + 1. And let's try again. Okay, so now we're getting the specific date, 25th October 2024, which is accurate. And now we can actually do the calculation, right? Because now we have the updated dates, right? The day, the month, and the year. And now we can do the calculation. So what we're gonna do is that we need to also get in, these, right? So let's do that. We need to get in the span ID. So span ID I have like this. So let's just do that. So we're gonna do I'm gonna go to the JavaScript and I'm going to const day result document get element by ID. Okay, I'm gonna copy this, paste, and we're just gonna get the day here, and we're gonna say month, and day here we're gonna say year. Okay, so I'm just gonna copy this, and we can say content equals the current year minus the yeah, we need to get the year input value here, so minus this. So let's see if that works first. I don't know if it's gonna give me an error, but let's just say, oh, it worked. Okay, perfect. So now we can just copy this. Oops. And we can just replace it day with, okay, we just have that. Okay, we can do month and current. Yeah, so the day, sorry, the day, we want the day current day minus day input number and the current month with month input number and the year input. Yeah, we have it here. So we're gonna do current month, current year, so year result. So I'm gonna take my date, so 15/5/98. Okay, that seems to be accurate. Amazing. I also realized that I forgot to do the text above here and the text, I mean the field here. So let's just do that quickly. So to change the color of the border of the inputs, we just have to, I already have the input here. So we're gonna grab this one. I named it input fields, and we are going to do it. Let me see. Yeah, we do it here. So input fields, for each input field, we want the input fields style border equals var light red, right? And we're gonna copy it here as well. We want it to be, I don't know if it's smoke gray. Let's see. Okay, it actually gets removed because I have them. Let's see again. Okay, let's see. Var, let's see, red, light red. That should work. Oh, sorry, 1 pixel solid. There we go. That should work. So there we go. And when we get the right 26 years. Okay, we also have the wrong. Let's see, I'm gonna do this. Smoke gray. What have I done, guys? Oh my days. But this is exactly what he's saying, you know? This, I'm leaving everything in here. Smoke gray, why is it not working? We don't have an error message either. Okay, it's working now. So now we need to change the color of the text here. So how we're gonna do that? We can do it here. I think, let's see. Style, color. There we go. And here we can just change it to smoke gray, I guess. Okay. Okay, guys, so that's it. Thank you guys for watching. I know this is probably not perfect, but I hope you learned something. And I'm gonna leave the file. I'm gonna leave the code files below so you can study yourself and watch them. So yeah, please make sure to subscribe, comment, and like. And peace.